Live from Television Park in downtown Augusta, the station you count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good Saturday evening to you. I'm Christine O'Donnell. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with tonight's big story. Allendale County investigators are looking into a possible homicide in Ulmer, South Carolina. Investigators say the body may be from a man who's been missing since last Tuesday. The body was found in a pile of hay in an old dairy farm off of Ulmer Road, which is right near Highway 301.
The town of Ulmer is a small town, very quiet. We very seldom have calls here. Everyone here is close-knit, and it's a small, but everybody is close-knit here.
So,
The victim's car was found in the back of an old dairy. An autopsy will be done tomorrow morning to positively identify the body and determine the cause of death. SLED is investigating an officer-involved shooting out of Barnwell County. At this point, we know a man was killed after a shooting that happened just before 10 o'clock last night. The incident happened at the 200 block of Old Castle Road in the city of Barnwell. We're told the officer was responding to a call about a domestic dispute. It's unclear whether the officer or someone else was shot. We'll continue to follow this developing story. A Wagner family is without a home tonight after a fire this afternoon. A viewer sent in this video right here. 5 fire departments worked together to put the fire out, but were not able to save the home. No one was inside at the time. Investigators believe the fire started somewhere around the fireplace. They tell us that this fire and ones like it are more likely to happen as the temperatures get cooler and people try to keep their homes warm. Time now for a check of the weather. Here's meteorologist John Lynn with the forecast.
thanks, Christine. Here's a look at tonight's weather headlines. It's going to be clear and also very chilly tonight. Overnight lows around the lower 30s again. And look forward to a terrific afternoon tomorrow. It'll be nice and warm. And also, finally, a few showers roll into the forecast as we head towards Monday. Your forecast overnight tonight, clear skies, winds will be light, morning lows below freezing down to 30. And then a spectacular afternoon tomorrow, mostly sunny, winds southwest at 5 and a high of 72. We mentioned a little bit of rain on Monday. We'll let you know how long it will stick around with your live Viper 6-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Today, thousands of people got their last chance to eat funnel cake and ride the Ferris wheel at the Columbia County Fair. Organizers tell us it was a full house, and News Channel 6's Archie Shashadre shows you what role the economy played in this year's 45th annual fair. The Columbia County Merchants Association collects money through scholarship, ticket, admissions, and vendor stalls. Some funds go to scholarships and improving the fairgrounds. Hundreds of artists and craftsmen filled the James Brown Arena for the 24th annual Christmas Made in the South. Today was the second day of the 3-day event, and as Christmas approaches, folks had a chance to find a special holiday gift among all the unique, one-of-a-kind items. There were dozens of booths to set up with vendors selling handmade and diverse pieces of art. Folks were able to donate for Toys for Tots also while they were at this event.
It's really an interesting experience for folks to get really unique Christmas presents for all their friends and family. And it's funny, you see generation after generation coming. You'll see a mother with her daughter, and now I'm starting to see those daughters come to Christmas Made in the South with their daughters. So it's really interesting to see the holiday tradition continue.
Children got a chance to take pictures with Santa. Tomorrow is the last day of Christmas Made in the South. You can head over between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Well, with Christmas a little more than a month away, Toys for Tots is starting to raise money and toys for local children in need. Today's 80-mile motorcycle ride will not only bring gifts to children, but it actually brought a gift to an 84-year-old Augusta man. Jansen Greiger is suffering from Alzheimer's, and his granddaughter tells us it's been getting worse for more than a year and a half now. She tells us one of the last things he wanted to do was go on a motorcycle ride, and today he did just that.
He said, you know, it doesn't matter, I want one last ride. And he tried, get on it and ride it, and he couldn't. So the last dream I wanted to give him was to make sure he rode a bike one last time.
Hundreds of motorcyclists participated in the Children's Toy Drive. During last year's event, the organization was able to help over 7,000 families in the CSRA. A local center is doing all they can to help their community. Organizers at New Bethlehem Community Center held a community-wide coat and clothing giveaway. New and gently used coats and clothing are available for people of all ages. They received donations from the community in order to hold the event. Everything was free of charge.
And so about once a year we try to bring things out and just put everything out, and people can take what they want, what they need. And we've got coats this year and winter clothes, and so we're just trying to get everybody ready for the cold season.
For more information on the New Bethlehem Community Center, you can call 706-722-0086. The 11th annual Canapalooza Food Drive was held for the Golden Harvest Food Bank at the Evans Pizza Joint today. 95.5 Rock started this event back in 1999 in an effort to raise awareness about hunger in the community. The can drive started Friday at noon and will end on Monday. Organizer of the event, Chuck Williams, says using radio is a way for him to let people know how important this food drive is.
We come for 3 full days. We stay for the duration. We camp out. Tents are behind me. We actually sleep here, regardless of the weather conditions, and we stay on the air until midnight every night, just collecting cash and non-perishable food items.
Last year, the event raised $5,000 and 2,500 pounds of food. They'll be out there until Monday at noon. More than 3,000 mobilely impaired hunters and wounded warriors were locked and loaded today. The National Wild Turkey Federation and SRS teamed up to help these men and women hunt for some game. We spoke to those who say they're glad they're just getting help doing what they love.
A lot of times it's hard for us to get out, have a place to hunt that we can get to that's accessible. So it's a great program.
The program has been around since 2000, but organizers started to reach out to wounded warriors 2 years ago. Still to come, Dancing the Stress Away, a studio celebrating a special anniversary. We'll take you there up next.
Beautiful today, also nice and warm.
We'll get there. Well, 5678 is celebrating their second anniversary today. The studio calls itself the hottest and most unique dance fitness studio in the area. They're known for their Zumba, line, exotic, hip-hop, pole, and other fitness-inspired classes.
I'm very excited. We're very excited. The people that come through are very excited.
They're located off Wheeler Road in Martinez. You can call them at 706-855-8599 for more information. Still to come, the key to happiness. Officials are conducting an experiment using the iPhone. We'll explain after the break.
And a look at your allergy alert forecast takes us to Tuesday in the low range with the lone predominant pollen being ragweed.
In tonight's medical report, Biking for Babies. A bike riding fundraiser was held this morning in an effort to raise money for the March of Dimes. Gerald Jones Mazda on Gordon Highway sponsored the event. 70% of today's proceeds will stay right here in the community to help babies with birth defects.
I mean, anytime you can help somebody that doesn't have all the things that they need, especially when it comes to medical care and things like that, especially with children with birth defects, it's a big important deal for us.
The ride started at Gerald Jones Mazda. The bikers then traveled to Richard B. Russell State Park in Elberton, Georgia, before returning to the car dealership. Coming together for those battling cancer, dozens of young volunteers gathered this morning to support a Lydia Lights Workday. Augusta State University, area high schools, and Girl Scouts filled nearly 3,000 luminary kits with sand for the upcoming 5th annual Lights for Lydia. This outreach program is for women coping with any type of cancer worldwide. The light up of the city will take place on December the 11th. Many of us try to avoid feeling down, but sometimes it's not so easy. So what really makes us happy? Dan Harris reports.
You have to live your own dreams.
It is a classic self-help mantra. Be here now. Live in the present moment.
You never live in the moment.
I live in the moment.
Deeply embrace this moment.
According to this new study from Harvard, the gurus are right. The study authors created an app for the iPhone, which, by the way, is a great device for distraction. They contacted 2,250 people through their iPhones at random moments throughout the day and asked 3 questions. 1, how are you feeling right now on a scale of 0 to 100? 2, what are you doing right now? And 3, are you thinking about something other than what you're doing? They found that people's minds were wandering 46.9% of the time, except, it should be noted, during lovemaking, and that people were less happy when their minds were wandering than when they were present and attentive.
A lot of the time when people are mind wandering, they're thinking about unpleasant things, worrying about the future, ruminating on something from the past, and that has an enormously negative relationship to their happiness.
I mean, let's admit it, we all do it. In fact, while I've been reporting this story, I've been thinking about what I had during my last meal, what I should have had during my last meal, and my adorable 2-year-old niece, Campbell. It is a unique ability we humans have. Our brains allow us to spend a lot of time thinking about the future and reflecting on the past. But the study authors say while this evolutionary leap has allowed us to build skyscrapers and the internet, it also comes at an emotional cost.
The SEC is on the line. Florida and South Carolina go at it for a chance to go to the SEC title game in Atlanta. And here at home, more than 1,000 rowers take on the Savannah River. Marissa Lynn is next in sports.